Okay, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the zoning board's March 11th already. I'm sorry, March
Today's the
10th. Good start. I think it's going to be a quick night. By the way, let's go with general business real quickly. The members have an opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting. If so, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mary. You have a second? Second by Charles. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. With that, I also have some communications, but I wanted just to make sure that we've set the schedule for next month prior to that, which will be the April 14th date, which is, we're following the second week Tuesday of the month, second Thursday of the month, until we end up into the summer schedule, which I think is July and August. So currently, right now, we are going to be on the April 14th, and then on the May 12th, as we previously scheduled before. With that, I do have a letter I need to address to the board. Regretfully, this letter came in the package tonight. I believe all of you have a copy of it. It was addressed to the Board of Selectmen, and gentlemen, it has been a privilege. I've served a number of years as a member of the Milford Zoning Board of Appeals. Due to health reasons, he must resign his position as a member of the board, and please accept the resignation immediately, and regretfully, it's signed by Joe Evans. I'd like to indicate to Joe and his family that we wish you the best of health and good luck in your health situations, and want to thank you for the many, many years you've served on this board, and you've served the public. Certainly, you've done it with pride, and you've done it with dedication, and we thank you, Joe, for everything you've done. Always hard to see a member go. With that, I'll announce the first hearing. It's about 7:05. This is on the application, and correct me if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Is it Renai Larid?
Rainey Lirio.
I was close. All right, of 66 Park Avenue, Worcester, for a special permit relief pursuant to Section 2.3 of the zoning bylaws in relation to a parcel of land located on the northeasterly intersection of Brook Street and Beaver Street. Milford, it's known as numbered as 20 Beaver. The special relief is sought in order to permit continued utilization of a portion of the building upon the premises for a repair garage, automotive sales purposes under the terms of the bylaws and the conditional special permit issued, which was last February 18th. As a reminder to the board, back in February 18th of 2015, we had issued a special permit. And our special permits on this type of use falls to the applicant only and not to the property. I'm assuming that Sal's Garage is no longer going to be operating out of this property?
Yes, it's changed. It's going to be
It's changing over to you gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm taking over.
Okay, so that, with that, the renewal for Sal's Garage will not be renewed, as that decision was actually good for 1 year upon a renewal. So with that, I'll read the application from the new applicant, that basically indicating a repair garage and car sales. They're going to be utilizing a one-bay garage for small repairs and car sales of 6 vehicles, and issuing of a Class 2 license. Concerning any questions that were asked, the applicant clearly explained the reason the special permit is sought in the general intent of the zoning bylaw. They refer to Section 2.3, and it will not premises will not create undue traffic congestion or impair pedestrian safety. The applicant states none. And concerning the question, will the premises not cause harm to the neighborhood or create a nuisance or hazard affecting the safety and general welfare of the public, the applicant also states none. With that, for a reminder of all the board members on this panel tonight hearing this is myself, Mary, David, John Dagnes, and of course Charlie D'Antonio is the members that will be hearing this meeting tonight. So with that, gentlemen, I do have a letter from the planning board. They have reviewed the petition listed above at their scheduled meeting on 3/1 and recommends the following, which was a favorable recommendation. Paraphrase a letter from the chairman of the planning board, Lena McCarthy. They requested a ZBA special permit for used vehicles and repair on the property. The proposed use will consist of the one-pair garage and a sales office and an outside display area for a maximum of 6 used cars at any one time, and it will be in addition to an existing 7-bay muffler shop that's currently on the property. ZBA Section 2.3 does provide for sales and service of used vehicles with a special permit in the IC zone, and the proposed used vehicle will require 4 parking spaces, and the existing muffler shop requires 16 spaces for a total of 20 off-street. The prior site plan dated 12/29/14 is provided for 20 parking spaces in addition to the 6 display areas, and is an accurate representation of the current proposal. Therefore, the planning board did recommendation, a favorable report over to the zoning board. In your packets, there is a map outlining the location, similar to the decision we granted back on February 18th, 2015. So with that, what I'll do is give us an indication of what you're going to do. It's a similar use as what was there prior?
Yes, everything is the same, just change the name of the company.
Just change the name? Okay. Do you currently have an operation some other location?
No,
So this is your first venue?
yeah, on this town,
Okay.
yes. I used to work on other place.
You used to work in another place before? Okay, great. So, in front of you, you have the decision from the last time, if you want to revert back to it, board members, but clearly, I'll open up the board for discussions. After that, I'll reach out to the public and see if there's anything that they would like to ask questions about. John, I'll start with you.
Just one repair bay
Yes,
for repairs,
yeah,
and no more than 6 cars
No.
for sale.
no.
That's it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All set? Mary?
What's the name of the business?
It's gonna be Speed Auto Center,
So Speed Auto Center?
yes.
I'm fine.
Okay. Mark, will go down to you.
John asked the questions I was gonna ask him, good.
Charlie?
Yeah, I just got, so this is gonna be a new business for you?
Yes,
All right, now, previous to you running that business, we gave the special permit to do a similar business. Now, who was running it at that particular point in
it
time?
was Sal.
Sal, okay, so we gave it to Sal, and now you're taking over from
Yes.
him? Okay, and my this muffler's still gonna be where it is, so forth, okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
And I just want to reiterate what we did the last time, and once in a while, the zoning board makes certain decisions and certain restrictions, and they keep a time limit on it to make sure that, number one, applicants follow the zoning bylaws in the town and certainly keep the property and the conditions of the locations clean and free of debris. I'm assuming that you'll follow that same guideline as far as that's concerned. I mean, being a first time in business, I'm sure you want to present yourself to the community in a very clean manner. So, with that, anybody see any need to restrict this to just a 1 year, or?
Yeah, I'd do it for 1 year.
And then you want to have them come back and renew it?
Yeah.
Any other members want to comment on that?
No, I think that's good. I think 1 year will.
Okay. All right, with that, we can, we'll go out to the, anybody out in the audience would like to see or make a comment on this application? Questions? Wow. This is amazing. All right, with that, we're going to close the hearing. You have the last word, and then we'll make our decision before you leave. How's
Okay.
that good?
That's good. I'm work on the cars business for the last 8 years, and I'm running Sal's Garage for the last 4 months. So I'm
Okay,
kind of like a new guy just dropping the town. And I have a lot of friends on the town, and I will respect the town. And I'm probably gonna move to the town soon, so.
Great.
I love, like, if you guys to just extend that for, instead of 1 year, 2 years, that'd be great.
Well, in the event that the decision, you can always come back and renew it.
Okay.
There was a reason it was done before.
Okay,
And I think that,
I don't have a problem doing 2
you
years.
want to do it 2 years?
Yeah, I don't have a problem doing
Yeah,
2 years.
that seems fair.
All right, so we'll close the hearing and we'll take it under advisement. With that, why don't we go to a motion?
Well, we're gonna go with 2 years. Want to have them that he has to come back in 2 years to renew it,
Well, we can basically do the same thing we did on the last one.
but make it 2 years instead of one?
Make it 2 years and no more than 6 unregistered vehicles on
Okay, as
may
long
be
as it's the
displayed.
exact same business that's there presently.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, that'd be good. I'll make a motion.
So we have a motion that the special permit will be granted for 2 years, which at that point in time, of course, they can come back and just renew it.
Do we want to have it, is it going to Speed Auto Center, or is it going just to the applicant himself and then
Yeah, it's
just
gonna-
to the applicant?
It's running to the applicant,
Okay.
number one, and no more than 6 unregistered vehicles may be displayed upon the exterior of the premises for sale at the locations as shown on the site plan that was submitted. And so those would be the 3 conditions. So with that, I'll take a motion.
I made the motion.
All right, second, Dave?
Yeah, sure.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Congratulations, good luck. Now, you have a 20-day appeal period. Are you familiar with that? So check with town council. Someone can come in the next 20 days and appeal our decision.
Okay.
And if that's the case, you cannot, you got a 20-day appeal period, waiting period before you can do that. And you
Alright. should
should register this decision at the Registry of Deeds. So seek town council in about 20 days and make sure you pick up your certification.
Sure.
Okay?
All right,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Okay. What time we have? We had it 7:15. Oh, you're passing that around, Kelly? Great, thank you.
Gotta put the mic back on.
All right, Mark, you'll be on this hearing? I'm going to sign that afterwards. Okay. This here is on the application of Crystal J. Fuhrer of 20 Parkhurst Street, Milford, for a special permit relief in section 2.3 of the zoning bylaws in order to keep residential animals upon 20 Parkhurst Street and premises, which will consist of a number of hens kept in a mobile coop in the backyard of the subject property. On the application, we have certain questions are explained, and the explained was, explain the reasons you assert the special permit is sought in harmony with the general purpose of the zoning bylaw. And the applicant states the chicken will not be a disruption and will not be seen from the front yard. Concerning the applicant's question, the proposed use of the premises will not create undue traffic, congestion, or impair pedestrian safety. The chickens are for my personal family's use, the applicant indicated. And concerning the question to the applicant, the proposed use of the premises will not cause harm to the neighborhood or create nuisance or hazards affecting the health, safety, and general welfare of the public. The applicant states chickens are famously docile birds. So with that on the application, this was also rendered over to the planning board. They met on this on February 2nd and recommend an unfavorable recommendation. See town planner letter. Town planner indicates the applicant was a special permit to allow the keeping of chickens for the property. The subject property is a 12,451 square foot lot on the southeasterly side of Parkhurst Street. The applicant is proposing a movable chicken coop to be located in the backyard. The plan submitted does not indicate the possible locations of the proposed coop and the proposed number of chickens to be kept. The neighborhood block is characterized by a relatively dense development pattern containing 18 1, 2, and 3-family homes. That's why they recommended an unfavorable report be issued to the zoning board of appeals. So with that, why don't you give us an indication of what you want to do and kind of give us an overview of your situation?
I'm looking to be able to keep either between 4 and 8 hens. I didn't know how specific the number had to be. I would want no more than 8. I'm not requesting to be able to keep roosters. And they're not for they're not meat birds. We wouldn't be doing any of that with them. They're just laying hens. And I have a fully enclosed backyard already, but they would also be in their own enclosure with a small enough coop that it doesn't require like a foundation or anything like that. It can be placed on bricks or cinder blocks.
What lot are you on this plan? Can you tell me?
This is my house.
Okay, so it's referenced in Lot 4 on the plan. Okay. So there's a garage and a shed on the property at this time?
There is not a shed. There is a garage.
Okay, so the shed's gone.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions, Mark? I'll start on your side of the table.
Yeah. Where, between the garage and where the shed was, I assume this is where the coop's gonna be?
I actually want
That would be
it,
the back of your house, correct?
that is the back. I actually want it on the side where the shed used to be.
So it's for,
So it would be similarly placed to where the shed shows on,
so if I'm looking at your house from the street, it's towards the right corner.
yes.
And this coop you're gonna use is a portable coop?
Yes, I mean, I need, like, it takes a couple people to move it. I can't move it myself, but yes.
I guess I'm asking that question because what does this coop have for the wintertime? I mean, you put him in the house, you,
Oh, no, it doesn't need any electricity or anything. As long as there are at least 4 birds, they keep themselves warm. There are little ventilation parts for air to go through, but it doesn't actually get cold enough as long as there are at least 4 birds. They're sustainable out
but
there.
you'll have a minimum
without-
of 4 at all time, I would guess.
Yes.
And droppings, how would you get rid of the droppings?
Actually, my parents have a farm, so I can bring them to just compost at their house
Okay.
in, a trash bucket.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Charlie?
Yeah, my only question Mark asked, which was the dropping, so I'm all set.
The only question I have is how big is the coop currently? How big is this coop?
It's about 4 feet by 3 feet.
That's tiny. That's tiny.
And is it fenced with a roof? Just,
It's fenced with, like kennel that you can buy at Lowe's for dogs, and then chicken wire around the bottom, so it has smaller holes, and soccer netting across the top, so things can't get in or out. And I actually also have, a letter that was signed by all but one of my actual abutting neighbors. And I just wasn't able to contact the last neighbor.
you want me to read this letter into the file before we continue?
Yes, please.
This letter shows that the owners of the properties directly abutting 20 Parkhurst, Milford, are in support of Crystal Fur's 20 Parkhurst owning 4 to 8 hens. Unable to attend, the following residents are in favor of receiving a special permit for the hens. 18 Parkhurst, 24, 22, 49 Haywood, and 26 Parkhurst. Okay, I'm gonna date this and put this in the file, is that okay?
Yes.
You need a copy back?
No, that's okay. I took one. Thank you.
Okay, Mary?
I guess one of my concerns is that you say it's movable, which means you could move it anywhere on the lot. And I just have some concerns with, you may have it over here, I'm concerned with the smell. The waste, you say you're gonna be bringing it to your parents' farm, but how often is that gonna be done? I'm thinking in the summer, in July, they're projecting a very hot summer.
Well, I go there weekly for dinner, so I can easily get rid of it weekly. And there are shavings in the coop, so it kind of absorbs that, and then you just empty out the whole thing, like I said, weekly.
Okay.
Dave?
I just, you okay with having like 5? Is that okay? Like
Oh,
have-
absolutely.
I think it's important to be respectful to the neighbors and stuff. If the neighbors are okay with it, then, you know, it's a good thing, I think, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't have any questions.
John?
The petition for the special permit states that this is a 3-family home, is that
It is,
correct?
yes,
Now, is that presently rented by other people?
yes.
And are they relatives, or are they just
No, they're tenants.
tenants? They have no objections?
No, they did both sign that also.
And which,
Mimi Donahue and Dante. I think Dante was the first one.
okay. Oh, I see, so you didn't put the addresses for the other half of the signatures.
They they filled it in completely.
You can pass that along.
Yeah, okay.
So 2 of the signatures on here are your actual tenants?
Yes. 22 and 24 Parkhurst.
22 and 24. 22.
Think you wanna pass it the other way?
If you're all set, we'll open it up to the public. Is there anybody here that wants to speak on behalf of this? Come on up, please.
Okay,
Give us your name and,
I'm Patty Tamani. I live at 61 Hayward Street, and I received...
can you just go near the microphone so the people can hear you? That's all. Either one's fine.
There you go. Here, I think you just talk to this one.
Yeah, sure you can.
Come sit here, Patty.
You can pick it up and talk through it.
Yeah.
No, okay, okay. Patty Tamani, 61 Hayward Street, and I received a letter from the zoning board to attend this meeting. I'm appealing or against having the hens, chickens. Several reasons. Doing my research, can I read like off of here
Absolutely.
what okay, first of all, it's a residential neighborhood. And second of all, well, second, there's quite a few, the noise level. And the predators, the raccoons, foxes, rodents, flies, and rats. Because rats, it says, are attracted to a yard with chicken food remains on the ground or thereabout. What else do I have here? And behind where I live, there's wetlands, so there's some kind of animals now anyways that I'm sure would be attracted to the chickens or the food or the smell to get over there. And I have grandchildren, little ones that are always in the yard, so it's a big concern for me to have the chickens.
Anybody else?
I live right next door. I didn't get a letter, but I also have a little daughter that lives,
What street address are you?
61 and a half Hayward Street.
Oh, can I just,
And I just wanna say,
Go
too,
ahead.
the nuisance of hens is not gonna be a good thing for any neighborhood. I mean, you have them, then somebody else is gonna want them. Are you gonna clean them? Are they gonna smell? Are we gonna get, I work in the Board of Health. I get calls all the time for this type of thing, you know. It's just, it doesn't seem like it would be a good engine at all for the small area that we live in. I mean, if you had a farm and the land for that, that would be perfect. But where we live, it's confined, it's small. We do have the Sacred Heart wetlands right behind us with animals. They're gonna be attracted to the hens, come on out, we're gonna have areas. And then, like you said, the rats, they're gonna come for the food, the feed. I just don't really think that anything good of having hens in a residential area is a good idea.
Did you have something else to add? Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, your yard must abut houses on Hayward Street.
And they've also signed that.
Oh,
I think
who
your
on
backyard-
Hayward
what
Street?
lot- Where are the lots on there? Because we didn't.
Yeah, I was just trying to
We
figure,
are
where are
in-
you in
yeah, where
relationship?
are
Why don't you come up here and point where your house is on Parkhurst?
Oh, yeah, 'cause I don't know what.
Jimmy? Parkhurst. This is Hayward, all the way down, and of course, you turn the corner, little leap is over here. So this is Parkhurst,
Okay,
this is Hayward.
so then I
I work at
am,
It's a little bit, so I see.
You're right here.
Okay.
The way this lot is shaped,
Yes.
that's where you
Oh,
are.
we'd have to know our lot number then.
So this lot shaped here,
yeah, that
this is
is
you.
me, right here.
Where are you guys? On
We're
Hayward Street.
I think we're right,
This is Hayward
I
Street.
think we're right here,
Right.
right into her back.
So where is, what does 77 mean, 70, is
That's
that the?
lot numbers.
That's a
Oh,
lot
oh,
number.
oh, I don't know.
Oh, I have to, well, what's the
Well, how do you figure who gets a letter to?
You have to be within
Are
so many
you-
feet.
Yeah.
What house
Why don't
is
you,
behind
let's go
you?
sit down.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
everybody can hear us,
Yeah.
okay?
It's 300 feet.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so they draw a circle.
Yeah, they go like,
If you're in the circle, you get a letter. If
Okay.
you're not, then you
So
don't
I'm
get.
not in that, but I'm
Yes,
right
Okay.
next
It's
door.
only 300 feet for
300
that's the
feet.
law.
No,
Okay.
they're not
So I must be in that
Be in the,
range.
you must be in the
Yeah.
300 feet if you got a
You're,
ladder.
you would be in the, within the 300 feet, but she wouldn't
I'm
be.
not right. I have the list of the, I know. my-
Yeah, we have it right here.
Yeah.
yeah, we have a list of who it was sent
We have,
to.
we have a ton, we have a whole list of within 300 feet that they were mailed to, and that's why you've gotten
Yeah.
yours.
Uh-huh.
And that's the whole list.
Oh, wow, there's a lot.
So there's a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
So this was advertised, and of course, actually, I think it was in a couple of times. So, and that's how they work the radius. Put, draw a big circle, 300 feet around. Okay. Any other questions?
I do.
Go ahead, Mark.
The predator aspect of it, I thought would be brought up, and it wasn't. That is a concern, predators.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so the way that we have our coop, I also had young children, and so when we first had gotten hens, we were living in Millis a few years back, and it was a concern of ours, so we did our research, and that's actually why we have the chicken wire at the bottom, because it's buried down, because
Underneath the
anything that's going to dig is going to hit that, and it's going to stop. It can't get in. They're not gonna keep digging down. It deters them. As far as things that fly in, that's why we have that netting up above.
Right.
And as far as, feed being out and about, they're fed in that enclosed area.
I still think that what he's saying is the predators, I would be very concerned about that myself. And maybe they're not gonna get into the chickens, but it draws them to that area. And it seems like a very, very close-knit neighborhood that I would have concerns about that. I really would.
What is the purpose of having these?
It's actually a few purposes. We like having the organic, hormone-free eggs. It's a way to have food close to home. We like that. It's also, they're therapeutic animals. And they're pets, and my son has sensory processing, and they're a very calming, docile animal for him. And they've been very helpful. And then we've grown attached to them, having them, like I said, we had them in Millis, we had them in Mendon, and
We have on, actually, we've probably seen more applications between little pigs and chickens, and I can't tell you how many times we've had these type of situations come up. Sometimes they've been in locations of people's front yards that were not acceptable. We've actually permitted something up on Conniff Ave, back, I don't know, I think it's maybe 3 years ago. And she had probably 7 of them, didn't have a rooster. The neighbors had no issues, no problems. Matter of fact, I believe we had a few people in here in support of them. We've had other requests on very large lots that totally got denied because someone was trying to put a giant pen in his front yard, and of course, it's an eyesore to the neighborhood. So clearly, we get the challenges of having special pets and having these type of situations. And I like to address them more to the neighborhood and the diplomatic aspects of working within the neighborhoods and working within people and trying to make both happy, and sometimes you just can't make anybody happy. I feel a decision like this personally would be something, the last time we actually granted this was on Cuniff Avenue, and the applicant, we gave the applicant a year to see if it would work out, and we didn't have any issues. I don't think she had the chickens 6 months, because maybe it was just too much for her. So I would support that process, providing that the area is secured and fenced, and see how that works. And clearly, there isn't a lot of I mean, this thing has gone out to many, many residents, and I don't see anybody, with the exception of one, that was within the 300 feet. And I think there was a list of at least 20-some-odd homes in here. So with that, that's where I'm inclined to go. But I'll give you, if there's no other questions or comments from anybody else, I'll give you the last word.
I have one
Go ahead.
Either I didn't hear or nobody asked, how big of a roaming area are they gonna have outside the coop?
Chickens really don't need much.
Hold on. It's a 5 by 15 enclosure.
Foot. Okay, so if you need to move this, you would need to move everything.
Yes, but it all comes apart and can be moved.
I understand
It's, you know,
that. Mr. Chairman, my recommendation would be, my part of it, would be a 6-month, so we can get through the summer and see how things, predatory-wise, et cetera.
Well, we have to close the hearing before we take a motion, so.
Okay.
Is there anybody else? Okay. All right, with that, before we close the hearing, you have the last word.
I just thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll close the hearing. It's a pleasure.
No, I can't support this the way it is. I just think the homes are too close together. Now we've got a pen that's, what'd you say, 3 by 4, and there's a roaming area, 5 feet by 15 feet. I just don't think it's appropriate for the neighborhood.
I'm okay with doing the 6 months. I think it makes sense. You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
John?
No, I'm not in favor of it. I can't support it. It's just too close an area.
Okay. Well, it looks like I'll have to take some votes. Mary's made a motion for total denial. So, with that, all those in favor of total denial, stand by raising your hands. We have 2,
3.
we have 3.
I'm not on this one.
Yeah,
That's right. So there's 3 in favor.
no, 3 against denying it.
Three to deny it.
Yeah.
And 2 in favor of it. Well, I would have went along with a 6-month. So with that, I guess the decision's been made. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused you, but the vote is the vote. So 3 in favor, that the license, the special permit does not get approved, and 2 opposed. Thank you. Okay, with that, I don't believe we have any other business. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion
Make a
to
motion,
adjourn.
Mary, seconded by
It's a tough situation.
Charlie. All those in
I was
favor?
for it at
Aye.
first.